I remember reading, it might have been in Alex's book, probably was, but I live in Brooklyn, and I remember reading that there was one night where they were waiting to fight. I can't remember which battle it was, but it was early on in the war, and the English were posted in York City, and the the Americans were in Jersey, I think, and they were just looking at each other basically across the East River. Is that right? Yeah, yeah. Or one of the rivers. I can't remember. But anyway, it was they could see each other and they could see the bombs going off, and they weren't fighting. They were waiting for something. And I like to think about that whenever I take like the F train or the Q, and I'm like,
It's so surreal. How about you
God.
guys? Anything that you were blown away by?
I think I was most surprised by, growing up, reading history, going to history class. I always liked history, but the Revolutionary War era was always confusing to me because it was like, who are all these guys? They all wearing weird clothes and their hair's all, I don't get it. Like, whatever, let's get to the Civil War. But what I didn't realize was how lucky we are to have a country. Like, how completely we shouldn't even have this place. Like, we were going to lose this war, and all of these people that we now celebrate would have been hung for it. We would have been treasonous. We would have been, what I call Owen Yeoman, who I was on the phone with last night, and I just call him a treasonous you-know-what, because he, is as Benedict Arnold. But that's
Thank God he's not here, right?
Well, no, I wish you were here. But that's what we would have been had, the victor writes the history. And I just didn't realize how close we were to not having a country at all. And then in today's world, in America, where we're battling each other all the time, that we should be a little bit more grateful about the world that we have and take better care of it. And that's new information, at least for me.
Yeah. I think the Benedict Arnold stuff really surprised me. His defection, how suspenseful it was when we got to the point to write it last season. Was like, wow, really? It was that down to the wire, and a lot of things that I think some people could assume that we made up for TV, like we didn't. And then like this season, the idea that Simcoe, who is the scariest guy on our show, and Benedict Arnold team up is a thing that you would expect a TV show to do, but they really did. Right. They teamed up. They became part of the same unit, and so that kind of
superhero movie.
It was. It was like the gift that keeps on giving. Where you're like, oh, they did this. Okay, we'll do it.
One of the most surprising things to me, I researched, my character is a Quaker, and so I researched a lot about Quakerism and the influence that the book Common Sense and that Quaker thinkers and writers at the time had in the war starting, in shaping thought around America towards the revolution. And they were really serious about it because they were a persecuted religious minority. And just thinking about today and today's culture and all the conversation we have around that this group of people was a persecuted religious minority who put everything, and who were pacifists, who put everything on the line in support of this, revolution. It's incredible to me. It's so modern and so relevant.